Computer. Okay, so good. So thanks you guys for coming. So this is our third call, our third week here in July that we're doing our founder frenzy. I'm excited for a few things. When we talk about we have 3 leads right now for Becky of new consultants, and it's looking pretty good. So yeah, she's getting off to a great start. Lisa, what happened with your girl that was supposed to be at the thing?
She's still interested. I think her big thing is she's a hairdresser.
Yeah.
And she is thinking about retiring. And so she has said twice to me, after I retire.
Okay.
And so I came back with, why not now? And get it started, and we can help you get it started. I know I got really out of my comfort zone.
Oh my God, go girl. I'm so proud of you, Lisa.
And she told me that I'm really twisting her arm. Those were her words. I said, well, if that's what it takes, then I will twisting.
Well, I think what your point is, and I think that what you can make with her about the whole starting now, there's another consultant on her team, Brenda McDonald, who just retired from teaching, and same thing she kept talking about, but we started her last fall, same kind of reason, because if this is something that they're going to look towards using as retirement, I would want them to get their training and sort of get their business started up, ahead of time. And right. Why not get it while she's still got all those contacts at the hair salon? That would be big for me as well. Get it started while you're still in the workforce, because you can really tap into a lot of that. So that would be, maybe something that I would talk to her about.
I agree.
I'm going to do, just so you guys know, not this Monday, next Monday, I'm going to be doing another one of those opportunity events. So if it's something that, if she wants to get on with that one. So that'll be next Monday.
When is it? Next Monday?
Monday, yep. So is it the 29th? Yeah, 29th.
Okay, I'm going to put that in my calendar.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, I don't know where it just went from my calendar up to...
What do we call that? Business op?
An opportunity event, yeah. So that'll be the 29th at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm putting it in there right now.
Good.
And I will send her a message.
Okay, perfect. Good. And Emily's on vacation, so she's been going in and out and around, but she's working it hard. And then Amy's here, but Amy's getting ready to go on vacation. Are you leaving tonight, Amy? Maybe she doesn't know she's on. She might be in the car even. I know they were going to head down to Boston, and then they're going to be going to Chicago. So good. So what I wanted to do in a couple things is wanted to talk about, we're going to still be talking about recruiting this week, but wanted to talk a little bit about first of all, we talk about director there she is, to talk about, again, the director requirements. I always think that that's something that sometimes we want to talk, because again, that's our end goal here. That's why you guys, when you tell me that you want to build your business, it's just like if you were in another job and you were working towards something. I mean, you're always working towards something. So this is in Pampered Chef, this is what you work towards. So when you're working towards directorship, there is something, we've talked about this before, the qualifications to become a director is that you first of all need to have 5 consultants, okay, other than yourself. So 5. They do not have to be all direct line to you. So Emily and I have talked about this, that she's got Jamie on her team who's hot to trot, that anybody that Jamie recruits would go towards Emily's 5 as well. So Emily could recruit, 3, Jamie could recruit 1, and that would be her 5. So that's a good thing to know there. So the 5. And then in a month, all 5 of them, in the month that you promote to director, all 5 of them have to be active. So all 5 of them have to put in at least $150 in that month, okay? And then all of you together submit at least $5,000. That's what all of you together would put in, at least $5,000. That's why we've talked about that as directors. A director actually has to put in at least $750. That's the minimum. But we do not work towards minimums in our team. So I always say to you that if you submit $2,500 or more in a month as a director, you will never have to worry about your director status. If you're submitting that much, you're never going to have an issue. And what's beautiful is you guys are doing that. That's, again, I've talked about that you guys are doing that pretty regularly anyway. So that's in that first month. To promote to director, 5,000, the 5 of them, they're all 5 active. That would actually get you to the promotion. The cool thing is, after that first month of promotion, to keep being paid as a director, all that you have to do is have your, you need to have 5,000. You need to do at least that $750 yourself, which you would do, but your team would, including you, would do at least 5,000. That's all. It doesn't matter who's active. You could do the whole 5,000 all by yourself. And there's directors on our team that does that. They don't even care what everybody else do. They're putting 5,000, so they're keeping their directorship and being paid those overrides. They're getting those additional perks and stuff like that for being a director. Okay. So that's why we talk about a lot about your personal business, right from the beginning, keeping your personal business right up and running too. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I just always think it's good halfway through to sort of go over that. Is there any questions about, yes, Amy?
I don't have a question, but I need to go. We're leaving in 25 minutes to go get the boys from their performance and going to Chicago.
So you just popped in to say you're leaving?
I did.
Okay. I knew you probably were. I knew you probably were. Listen back if you can, because the next thing we're going to go into are objections and handling them.
No, I definitely will. It's just I had another freaking trouble getting into Zoom. I don't know what's going on. Like every time. I didn't have to reload it this time, but it took forever.
Yeah, it's too hot.
It's maybe that's
yeah, it's too hot. All right, well, drive safe. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Going to Chicago. Michelle just told me, I just texted her going, I'm sweating my hiney off. Is it Capri weather yet? Because that's what I've been joking about. Because anybody who's been to Chicago in July knows it can be hot as Hades.
Yeah.
Said, yes, it's Capri weather right now.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Like it's supposed to be the 80s all week. So
it's supposed to be lovely. So
yeah.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you.
All right. Bye. All right, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. Are you sweating too?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. We're all sweating to death. Good. All right. So you'll be able to, Courtney, go back and because we just went over the recruiting, the director requirements and stuff. And that's another Yahoo is Courtney just recruited her first person this month. Yay!
Yay!
So that's exciting. Congratulations. Very exciting. And when you recruit somebody, then you get in the cash pot. Remember that? So that's an incentive that we've got in the organization, that when you recruit somebody, you get in the cash pot. So your name goes in and $2 goes in the pot. I draw that every month. When you recruit directly after I do, then you get in, your name goes in 2 times. So that's a good thing. So we do that every month. If my name gets pulled out of the pot at the end of the month, all that money rolls over to next month. So that's happened before too. So yeah, so that's a good thing to get in. So Courtney's in, and I know Becky, you'll be in there soon too.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about objections, because I think that is something that that we all deal with, and we're going to talk about this in the recruiting, but I want to talk about it also in the, I think it goes towards bookings as well. We get the same kind of thing when we ask people about bookings. Now, when I talk about dealing with objections and overcoming objections, it is not beating them up and being pushy. That's not what we're going to talk about. But let's do this, because then I'm going to explain it once we talk about some of these, what I mean and how to actually overcome them. So if you think about, if you've asked somebody now this last week about being a consultant, or if you've asked them to have a party, what are like some of the top objections that you're getting, that why they can't do it?
Too busy.
Too busy. Good. What else?
Sometimes I get no response at all.
Okay.
Yeah, ignoring. They
Yeah.
ignore.
Yes. Yeah. But remember, ignoring doesn't mean no or blowing off. That means I'm driving, or I'm going to get back to you, or I'm thinking about it, maybe, because I'm telling you, I've gone back to people and been like, hey girl, did our favorite little thing, Lisa, hey girl, with that little meme thing or that GIF, and they've come back and go, you know what, Anna, I'm thinking about it, but, So, they've surprised me on that. So don't push that totally away. But so people that actually come back and give a reason. So busy, what else? What are some of the other reasons they've told you no?
Wrong time. Just not a good time.
Wrong time.
It's not a good time. What did you say, Courtney?
Going on vacation.
They're going on vacation. Yep. So wrong time. We were just talking, Lisa was just talking about that. Yeah, that's like a wrong time kind of thing. Like she wants to do it, but she thinks because she's retiring, she wants to wait till after retirement, kind of thing. So that's good. What else? Do we hear they don't have money?
No.
Oh,
You never hear that it's not because they
I
can't afford
haven't
the
heard
kid?
that, but I know people.
Mhm.
I know people do it. I mean, say it.
That you've heard it, yeah. What about what that would be? I'm trying to look at answers that I've had before, that they've been pregnant, but that would be wrong time, the wedding, stuff like that. Which it all comes down to busy. So here's one of the things that I'm going to tell you. When somebody says, yes, I would like to, but I'm too busy, or this, or the retirement, or I've got all these weddings, or, I've been thinking, to me, that is a yes, but this is my obstacle. Like I want to, this would make a difference in my life, but I have this obstacle that's keeping me from doing it. And so at that point, that's what I'm saying, that we're not going to beat them up about it and be pushy, but I think that it's definitely worth, instead of just saying, okay, great, thanks for your answer, to talk with them a little bit about how to come up with a solution on that. That's really what we're at that point, is a solution solver. Is that what it is? A solution finder, to help them with their objection. So I'm going to teach you guys a concept, and this goes way back. Oh, I love the puppy pics, Courtney. But it goes way back to something that we learned years ago, and it's something I always think about. It comes very easy to me once you start practicing it, but it's for dealing with any of these kind of objections, and it's called the feel, felt, find technique. Okay? Feel, felt, find. That's the technique that you're going to use with these objections. And how that goes is, if somebody says, oh my gosh, Anna, I can't even think about anything else. I am so crazy this summer with the kids stuff or whatever, doing summer kind of stuff. What I would say is, you know what, Susie, I totally know how you feel with, 2 teenage kids. We are all over the stuff. And of course, Matt went nights, for this summer for his schedule. So I get it. We are all over the place. What I've felt, and really so I'm just trying to think. I know totally how you feel. I have felt the same way. So it's what it is it's not a, oh my gosh, girl, you don't even know busy. Or no, Becky, you are not busy. Every time I talk to you, you're sitting around watching TV. Like it's not, like we tend to want to do that when they're like, oh my gosh, I just don't have the personality for this. And we want to just sort of, patronize them and be like, yeah, you totally can do this. What we want to do is we want to acknowledge whatever their response is. That's really what this first part of is. This felt part is really acknowledging whatever their concern is. It's sort of stating it back to them, and it is acknowledging it. And I think that is one of the first parts of, and so important, that I know I had to really learn to do. So I know how you feel. I've felt the same way. Let's say somebody says something that you don't know what it feels like. Let's say, Lisa, that somebody says to you, oh my gosh, I've got this 1-year-old and this 2-year-old running around here, and I just don't even know how I would fit this in. So Lisa, you've had 1 and 2-year-olds running around, but you don't right now, and you've not run your business with 1 and 2-year-olds running around. But you have plenty of people like Emily on our team right here that are doing this really successfully with little ones running around. So you definitely can say, oh my gosh, girl, I know how you feel. I've got some teammates that are so, that are really rocking their business right now, and they're doing the same thing with these little kids. So it's still acknowledging it and knowing that even if you don't feel it or haven't felt it, somebody else has.
Somebody else has.
Yeah, so that is the acknowledgement of it. And then the next part is the found, and that's going to be your solution to them. What I found is, and again, this is a great time to do this with the busy thing. What I found is that even though things can be a little bit up in the air and unorganized this time of year with everything being on summer vacation, it's a great time to get started, maybe at a slower pace, because you're going to, like we were just talking about, you're going to get it under your belt, get the training, get into a groove before our biggest selling season. So that would be your found kind of thing. So you found that, and Emily, if it's because they've got little kids around, what I found is that I can do this while I'm sitting at doctor's appointments, or I'm sitting, watching the ball game, the kids are playing at the ball game, or I'm sitting by the beach while they're swimming. I can still do this, really effectively. A lot of it is, people will say, oh my gosh, with my full-time job, I da. Courtney works a full-time job. Emily works like 3 different jobs. Becky has a full-time teaching job, when we're going to be dealing with that and stuff. So we've got people that are doing all of these kind of different things that you can acknowledge and commiserate that I feel, or I know how you feel. I've seen that. I'm watching people on our team doing this really successfully. But what I found is, and being able to give them that. And then you're going to have to follow that up with a question, of course. You can't just say, I totally know how you feel. I felt the same way. What I found is that I can still do it around this, this, and this, and this. Because what are they going to say then? You're nothing. You're not going to get right. So the next question would have to be is, you'd have just to ask them a question. Maybe if it's about the busy, say, if you find out what they're busy with, so tell me what is going on that's making you so crazy this summer, and ask them what it is, because then you could hear it and think, well, she could totally be doing this while, again, she's waiting at swimming lessons or at dance class, Becky, with so-and-so, or these little pockets of time, because sometimes people think that what's expected of them is a whole lot more than actually is. So that's where you're going to so ask them those questions, and then you're always going to come down to the 2 things we've talked about at the last call. What about just giving it a try, right? Give it 30 days. Let's see what happens. But also, okay, what's holding you back? Are you ready to give it a try? What's holding you back now? Going into that. That's where you want to get it there to the place where they say, nothing's holding me back. There's really nothing. Okay, I'll just do it. Right? That's what Courtney said. Yeah, okay, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Nothing's holding me back anymore. I'm just doing it. Okay, can you guys see how that would work with these objections, and how to work through those to get them moving? What, Lisa?
You don't know. My daughter just walked through.
Oh, she did. Is she sharing conversation?
No, she was being rude
Oh,
to me.
Not being rude.
oh, to you.
Yeah, that was rude.
I'm sorry.
We didn't even hear you, honey. You're
They
fine.
didn't hear you.
Okay, good.
So good. So here's
She
what I
has
want to.
graduation-itis going on.
Oh, good for her. She thinks she's all that, huh?
Yeah.
She is. What about so how did you guys do? You guys had a challenge. What was your challenge from last week? To have how many two-way conversations this week?
30.
30. Who had 30?
I had 30.
You did have 30 two-ways, Lisa?
I think I had close to 40.
Lisa, Corey, good girl.
I had a lot.
And so but were they all two-way? Did you get responses on them too?
Yeah, I got responses. A lot of them were no's.
That's
Or
okay.
not now.
Yeah.
What was the one? Well, I got going on vacation.
Yeah.
So several of them I said, we'll get back together. I'll get back with you. I told one lady, I said, I have several people that want me to get back with them in the fall.
Mhm.
So in September, I'm gonna add you to my list, and in September I'll get back with you.
I love
So-
that. And you know what
Yeah.
we're going to do with them is, and that's awesome. That's that kind of stuff that we need, that again, if they don't say flat out no, but they say, oh, I'm going on vacation, or that to me is a maybe. Like, that this is you've planted some sort of seed. What's going to be really cool is that when we find out what the August new consultant special is, I have no idea what it will be, but when we find that out, you're going to quick throw a message to those fall people and say, oh my gosh, I know we wanted to wait till fall. I wanted to tell you what this new special is for August. It would be a great time. We could sort of you could get in on this great deal, and we could sort of get things going, kind of thing. What do you think? You know what I mean? Because sometimes when things are too busy and they can't even think of anything today, in a week or 2 weeks, it might look different to them. So
When do you find that out?
August
When do we-
1st.
Oh, August 1st.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. First thing in the morning. Yeah, we never know ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
But good for you, Lisa. So proud of you. Becky, you did not?
Well, I've had them, I had them trying to start up when you had the book 5 parties. I have been having them all along.
Yes.
I had that person that responded in an email saying that she's interested in booking a party when she wasn't, or excuse me, she was interested in selling Pampered Chef. And that's kind of how our conversation, a major two-way conversation started. And now we're booking her party for this coming week to get her qualified for the $50 off her kit, which is kind of crazy. She ends up working in the same school district as I do, and I don't know her.
See how that happens?
Yep. So that was kind of a good two-way.
Yeah, it was. That was exciting. How many do you think you did, Courtney?
Not that many.
Not that. How come? I put your guys' feet to the fire.
Well, I worked a lot this week.
Because it was Prime. That's right. It was Amazon Prime.
Yes, Amazon Prime. But when I'm at work, I don't get that great of service on my phone. So
Yeah.
and then I get home and swimming and dinner and
Yeah.
time I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
to my
Yeah.
computer, it's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. 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 Well, and that's the thing is that when you do sit down, that's a nice thing about messaging like this, that we can do it. Texting, I don't like to do it, that late, but messaging, Facebook messaging and stuff, because again, I don't assume and expect them to get right back to me. But that is something with a full-time job. Becky's going to have to figure that out when she goes back to work too, that,
Right.
it's just a matter of taking and figuring out and blocking that time to say, okay, I'm going to sit down 30 minutes. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to blow out some, messages tonight, or I'm going to go, what I mean? Just to sort of do that. So that would be, so here's the thing, guys, because we want a frenzy. I'm going to be in a conference frenzy trying to get myself together, but I'm going to give you guys a challenge again this week of 30 more.
Okay.
Okay, so 32 ways. Again, we know what a two-way is, that they answer back, keep track of all of them. And again, this could be the people in your parties that you have running. That's okay to, to contact, to be, those count as your two ways if you get messages back. If you have 24 hours and they've not responded, so Courtney, if you sit down at one night and blow through all kinds of messages, and then you sit down the next night in your chunk of time, the first thing I would do is go back through the messages of the people that did not answer. And
I did that this weekend.
Hey, what do you think? Like, do that back to them. 24 hours, I think, is enough time to go back and, get it to pull back up in theirs. But this is the kind of stuff that is gonna get you going. We talked about that last week. We start asking about the business opportunity. If they say no, it's okay to go in and say something about booking a party. Too, that you could follow up with that. So, if we're not getting recruits, leads, to definitely be getting bookings. And I'm going to promise you, I think it was Jamie that I talked to, that she was like, oh, because we were going through how to talk about some people, how to talk to some people, how to go, with when she's booking, how to talk about the business opportunity and stuff. So we did throw it out there. They came back and said, no, I'm not interested, right, or whatever. And she's like, what do I say now? And I say, you say, you know what, let's have a great party for you and just go on with it, because you've planted the seed now. When she has a really fun party, there's a much better chance that she's going to turn around and, come back and say, yes, I don't care. You've got a lot of time engaged with her then when she's booked a party to go through that. So make sure with yours, this is all building business kind of stuff. So if you guys are doing that 30, you've got the out of the blue message as well. So if you just want to go, and Courtney, you want to sit down and ask some old high school friends or whatever, use that out of the blue, message with them too.
Okay.
Okay, any questions for this week? Watch the team page starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday is actually not national conference. So you'll probably see some stuff from us then. And then team meeting is going to be, I think we just changed it because it was going to be that Monday, the first Monday in August, but I'm going to be traveling back from Pittsburgh. We go to Pittsburgh the following weekend when I get back. So it's going to be that Tuesday night in Lewiston. So Becky, I don't know if you're available to come up to Lewiston to do it live, but for everybody else, we'll probably do some sort of live feed to see, to show you. Because what we'll have, the directors will have the new products by then. So we'll be able to do some, quick training talking about that, but also how to go crazy with August. And then, like I said, virtual opportunity event next Monday night at 8, just like we did one. So when you have your 30 this week, when you're going through and getting all your contacts and stuff, if you have people iffy on the fence, that's the next question is, listen, would you want to come in? Do you want me to invite you to that event on the 29th? Our upline is going to be doing, a live thing kind of thing. So sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, girlies, go get cool. Stay in. I got to get out of this. I don't know. I think it's this light or something in my office. Makes it about 110. The dog's like passing out. Look, you can see her. Like, look, I don't know if you can see her on the floor. She's overheating. I got to get everybody out of this office. So, all right, guys, I'm excited for you. Let's really crank it up this week. Again, we're defying odds. People don't think anything happens in July and that nobody can do anything in July. And we're doing things in July. So I'm like, people are like complaining on other pages and stuff. I'm like, rocking it. I'm sorry about you, but
I'm excited about July.
Yes, we are rocking July. So good. All right, guys, I'm excited. Have a great week. Please let me know what's going on, okay?
Yep. Have fun at conference.
Thank you. I'll keep you guys updated.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.